I've unlocked a couple different levels. It's been even more exciting, like I said, the past few weeks for me because like my training partners now like they have to have a band. They have to have two hands. Otherwise it's just not like I'm not even getting challenged.
If you missed this podcast with Brian Shaw, it's clear to him he's confident that he is a different version than he was 6 months ago. He said almost word for word, I'm different than what I was 6 months ago. And he's talking with Devin about his upcoming match with Vitaly on the right, where Devin is saying his right is different than his left, obviously. But let's take a look at this clip here because Brian describes how he was frustrated with learning some things incorrectly in the past. I guess some people telling him the wrong things, and things are really starting to click for him on the table, according to him. Let's take a look.
We haven't. When's the last time we in Austin? Probably, right?
So he's talking with Auden about the last time they gripped up, which was in Austin. I got to be there for that practice to see Devin and Brian Shaw go at it with some sparring, which was absolutely fantastic to see in person. Absolutely packed practice.
Yeah. What about take balls, right? Very nice. Way to stick it. Way to stick it. Lost it.
Yeah. So
it's been a while. It's been a while. I've been watching
you.
You've definitely improved a lot.
It's a different game. It's a different game.
Yeah, throughout this podcast, like you said, he said almost word for word earlier in the podcast that he's completely different than he was 6 months ago, which is around the time last August when he faced Brandon Allen, and he's a different version right now. So he's going into the match with Leonidas confident. That's what I gathered from this podcast.
Now I've unlocked a couple different levels, which is great.
A couple different levels. That's exciting to hear.
So, yeah, man, it's been fun. It's been fun. It's also, if I'm being honest, it's also frustrating because the things that I discovered, I'm really not happy that they got discovered later on. But it just, again, I was just saying, it's just one of these things where I got some advice at the beginning, and it didn't work. Like it wasn't going to work.
What is your favorite part of arm wrestling training?
Favorite part. I think the thing that I always enjoyed, and this is coming from basketball first, then strongman second, now arm wrestling, is the fact that I can now get on the table, practice, and then get off the table and find areas that I can improve. Right? Like I really like that, kind of testing myself and then starting to feel where I can improve and where potentially the weak link in the chain is, and that was, like I said, it was the same with basketball. I'd play a game and it'd be like, hey, I need to work on this move. I need to have that better.
Yeah, and that's one of the other things he was talking about in this podcast, how he felt like he was just using his hand and wrist, but he wasn't having the whole chain connected of having his shoulder, having his lat, having everything else connected, and to where he's not able to apply the full power that he knows he has. And he's basically saying in this podcast that things have been clicking technique-wise as far as coming together and actually being able to apply his power.
Same thing with strongman. It's like if certain events, if there's a certain breakdown or weak link in the chain, so to speak, then you get to go work on it. And I love that process of figuring out how to get better, how to improve on even the smallest things.
You don't get to be 4-time world's strongest man just by accident. This guy is unbelievably disciplined. I remember watching so much of his strongman career as far as watching old videos and even watching his preparation while he was still in the sport towards the later years. And this guy is unbelievably disciplined. So if he's able to apply that to arm wrestling, which it seems like he is, he's going to be an absolute unstoppable freight train to be coming for Levon eventually. There's no doubt about it if he wants it.
So, again, I would say for me, that's been really fun. And then unlocking these different levels, right? Like I think that now it's been even more exciting, like I said, the past few weeks for me, because it's like I'm definitely like I need, like my training partners now are like they have to have a band. They have to have two hands. They have to You know,
That's a clear sign of progression there. His training partners are no longer enough without 2 arms or without resistance band. It's pretty clear things have been clicking the past couple weeks for Brian.
just otherwise it's just not like I'm not even getting challenged, you know, unless we're doing that, right? So that's exciting, you know, because again, these are guys where if I'm just fighting him with my hand and my wrist, we could have a good battle with that, right? But once I engage everything, now the whole drivetrain is there, right? So I think that's it's exciting because I've been working hard on this, and I've also had moments of major frustration as well, because you go back and you say, well, why is this not working? Why is it not complete? You know, and I think it's just, you know, it's breaking that down, right? Like I like the process. So that's to answer your question, that's kind of the favorite part, is figuring out how to get better at the small.
Man, you could just tell his mindset. He's got the right mindset to improve, to fix every little small detail and obsess over everything in terms of trying to improve for this match, which is about 40-something days away. Definitely make sure if you're going to buy tickets, click the link in the description. You'll save 10%. And on merchandise as well. 42 days, we get to see this incredible match and the whole ridiculous card in Germany here. It's going to be absolutely insane, guys.